Hey, how you doing? The title of this video pretty much says it all. I have a Salient Arms clone trigger. If I can get this to focus. Just hold steady here. Salient Arms clone trigger. In this flat-faced, in my Glock 19, and I just want you to check it out. Very cool. If I can get some light on it here. I don't think I can now, but you can see there a little Salient logo. And I'll just let you check out this pull and reset. This is nice. It is right at the breaking point. I mean, it resets right to a wall. If I can get it to focus, it resets right to the wall and goes off. I think I just have a ghost connector, 3.5 pound connector. I don't know what model of ghost connector, but I just have a ghost connector and ghost springs in this thing. And like I said, what you see is what you get. So let's talk a little bit about it. It came with 3 safeties, a black, a gold, and a red. I hate the red, so I polished it stainless to obviously match with the barrel. I had the black in it. The black looks cool. The gold ain't bad, but I'm not a big gold guy. It came with a little vowel of Loctite, which I have not used. 2 little roll pins in case you don't want to use the set screws to hold everything in. And it also came with this large pin for what I have no idea. So I have not used the Loctite yet because I'm just trying this out. So far it's been very good, but you know, I've only got maybe 30 rounds on it. The safety is pretty good as well. If you push extremely hard, it will give way. I mean, you really got to push extremely hard. But it's adjustable, and if I can, I'll show you the adjustable set screw. Now this is going to be hard to do on camera, because I really... Okay. It's going to be... I'm not sure if I can do this. If I can get this set up just right. I need a pointer. See if I can... Okay, I think I got it here. Okay, now, if you look dead in front of the trigger bar, right here, down in there, in front of this hex wrench, right in this hole, right here, there's a set screw in there. And you've got to have the trigger out you got to have the trigger out of the gun, put the set screw in, and then put the trigger in the gun. And as the set screw comes up out of the trigger, it stops the trigger bar and the trigger from swinging more forward. And that's how your trigger has a, if I can do this with one finger, that's what stops your trigger from going way out forward in this direction. The higher it is, the shorter the travel. The further in it is, the further out the trigger comes and the longer the travel. So far, I paid $33 shipped for this trigger. And so far, it is worth its weight in gold. Unbelievable. This trigger. It's not that the trigger gives you a better pull. Your spring weights inside are going to give you that smooth pull. What this trigger does for me is two things. First, it's got the flat feel. So the flat feel keeps me from yanking, pulling left or right, pulling my shots. I can just pull straight back. I also can get my finger lower on the trigger and get more leverage. But the set screw and the way it goes in is just, I mean, it's just right at the wall. It's ready to break. There's that little bit. Sometimes there is a little bit of movement. You can see it there, just a hair. And again, you know, you can fix that again by just fine-tuning that set screw. You know, move it a rotation or two, try it, move it a rotation or two, try. I actually think I have it a little too close, because when you're actually on the range shooting, it just feels like you just touch the trigger in a way, you know? It's just so close to the wall. Now, I haven't tried, I don't know if my accuracy has been any better. I've only, like I said, put 30 rounds on it. But, now, I will say this much. You have to fit the trigger to the frame. Because the width of the trigger on each side, right here, is exactly the width of the inside where the trigger comes through. So I had to go to Home Depot. I don't know the exact widths. I'd have to take the trigger out, but I think the inside of that was like 400 thou, and I believe the trigger is like 401. So I had to get a little jeweler's file set, a little hobby file set, and just take material from each side of the frame up in here where the trigger comes out. I had to fit it to the frame like such. I also had to do some machine work to the trigger. If you're interested in finding out the trigger, I'll send you the link to it, and you can see the trigger versus a Glock trigger, and you just have to take a Dremel and Dremel a little nub off of the trigger. But anyway, it's a straightforward thing, but it's fantastic. So far, it's fantastic. I think you get a ghost disconnector, you get your ghost springs, you put this in, be done with it. But if you have any questions, you have any comments, you think maybe my gun is unsafe and I'm going to shoot myself in the face, just you know, post your questions or concerns, and I'll get back to you. So we'll go from there. I'm possibly moving in a week, so I just don't have time to take video of me shooting with this trigger in, but I put probably 2 or 3 15-round mags through it. I've let my friend shoot it. He put a mag through it. He's blown away as well. They also make this trigger for M&Ps. I don't know anything about what M&P triggers look like on the inside, but you might be able to modify one of the clones to fit your M&P as well. Well, that's that. I'll get back to you. Like I said, questions, concerns, post them below.